So as you can see behind me, there's the old Ford Focus. It's all sorted out now. The tyre pressure monitoring system was an absolute pain. There's somewhere where you can get into the computer by turning the ignition key so many times and pressing the brake pedal and all that fiasco. And it allows you to reprogram things, but when it says reprogram things, it means if you want to change the tyre pressures from 31 pounds to 32 pounds, you can put a different value in, but it doesn't disable it. Anyway, what I did was I bought a dedicated OBD2 reader to a laptop, one that was recommended by Forscan, and I put it in, found out the right place I needed to be in this computer, and disabled the tyre pressure monitoring system, which is a good thing. Let's go and have a look at what the program looks like. So this is the screen off Forscan, and it's already recognised my vehicle right at the very top. A Ford Dualtech HE-i4 2 litre 2009. It knows it all off the VIN number, which is a good thing. Now this program is free to use, but it's limited. But for only $10 Canadian, or was it $10 US? You can get a year's use out of it and then just pay by the year, which isn't too bad considering what it does, because it does an awful lot more than I anticipated. So to get the ABS disabled, I simply went to this line here. Let's see if we can do a zoom onto it. Yeah, you can probably see it there. 726-02-01. There was a value in there. Now, before you use anything like this, save the original data into a file, and then you can start to play around with it. So one guy on YouTube said, change all these 4 digits to 0 and these 4 digits to 0. Then you press save, and lo and behold, no ABS, no tyre pressure monitoring system at all. It doesn't come up in the computer. Now, we don't have annual inspections here, as you probably know, but for me, that's a godsend, because I started to play around with it in the car, because in the car you can turn the key and mess about with it and this, that and the other. And what the problem with that is, you can get yourself into a real can of worms, and I did, because now the interior light was starting to flash on and off, along with the flashing light on the dash. That was really annoying, but it fixed it, so that's good. Now, the next thing I want to get into is you can actually program keys with this damn thing. That's amazing, because if I take this down to Ford, because this is the only key I've got, so if I lose this, and this has got a chip in it, not like fish and chips, but it's got a chip in it, so that means that if I lose this key, I'm buggered. You know, I'm done. But because I've only got one key, I have to use this Forscan program, put the key in, and with my other keys, I've got two spare keys with chips in. It'll wipe off this code and put a new code in for all 3 keys, and hopefully, cross your fingers, it should work. So yesterday I went downtown and I went to a professional locksmith and got my spare keys cut. There was a reason for that, because obviously I need to have them cut to go in an ignition, but the process for using your keys and programming is you have to turn them in the ignition one by one, so that the computer knows which key's in there and programs them each individually. Now, I'm not going to go through the process of how we did it, or how I did it. I'll put a link below to a gentleman who actually explains it better than me, because it does take a long time. It takes about 12-13 minutes to do the process, and yeah, it is complicated, but I was thinking about it and I thought, that little Forscan program is a lot better than a lot of Land Rover programs. You know, for $10 it's pretty good. You know, you can't beat it, and you can do an awful lot of things with it. You know, you can set your lights to come on and off, and buzzers on and off, and all sorts of stuff. I'm not bothered about that. All I wanted to do was get the tyre pressure monitoring system off and program the keys, which is a bonus. So that is done. Now, yesterday, when I was going downtown, I have to go up a big hill just round here. And I had to overtake an old slow lorry. There's a word you don't hear much anymore. Anyway, I put my foot down in this beast here. Man, oh man, once it went into kick down, it went like a scalded cat. And I thought, oh, that's impressive. And then I was looking at this engine, how small it is. It's only a 2 litre twin overhead cam, chain driven, not a wet belt. And I thought, what a great engine to put in a Land Rover, like an old series truck. Probably bloke gearbox to bits, but it's only like 146 foot-pounds of torque. It isn't really torquey, but it's about 160 horsepower, so it's not too bad. And if you want, you can stick a turbo on it. I'm just going to keep it as it is, really. But no, that's it now. I think all my little jobs are done on that now. The tracking's great. You know, about 120 kilometres an hour, I can take my hands off the steering wheel and she's straight as a die. It's not pulling to the left, pulling to the right or anything like that. Tyres weren't overheating, so it's pretty good. It has got a bit of rumbly road noise, but I'll just turn the radio up. Well, not radio, because that's crap round here. I'll just put me MP3s on. But that's it. So we're all done and dusted. We're going to see what it drives like. I was looking at the fuel consumption on it, and I'm down to quarter. Well, I've used quarter of a tank already. I've done next to nothing, but I realise the tank is really small on this one. It's almost like the Yaris. It's a really small tank. So we'll see what it does for MPGs. But on the dash readout, it's saying it's doing 10 litres per 100 kilometres, which roughly means around about 30 miles to the gallon. Which, for a car like this big, isn't too bad, I suppose. It isn't too bad. Not as good as the Yaris. The Yaris was absolutely exceptional, but it was only a 1.5. So there you go. Beggars can't be choosers, can they? That's it. So I think it was a decent investment. Hey, it is an old man's car, and I am an old man now, and I've got the hair to match. So that's it for now. We'll catch you later.